I'm sure you don't have a restful night last night. You didn't have a night of good rest. But this has become a norm nowadays, whether knowingly or unknowingly. One way or the other, you'd complain that you did not have a restful night, you didn't sleep early enough, or you wake up being feeling tired, groggy, feeling foggy, or just not feeling well rested. This is as a result of your natural rhythm being jeopardized. We as humans, we have something we call circadian rhythm. That is our body internal clock that regulates time that we wake, time that we sleep, time we are active, time we decide to rest. And this is about our nervous system. This is about how our ancestors would usually live. They will sleep at the right time, wake up at the right time. They know when it's time for them to go hunting. They know when it's time for them to come back home and unwind and eat and relax. And this body clock of ours is regulated by light. So when it's early in the morning, when the sun rises, it indicates that we need to go out in the sun, get something doing, get food to eat, and go about our daily activities. And then when the sun sets, when the sunlight goes down, then it's time for us to be back home, to eat, to relax, and enjoy our evenings. But nowadays, we avoid sunlight. We wake up in the morning, we are not even out there. We are just scrolling on our phones. And later in the day, when we are meant to have little amount of light entering our eyes, that is when we use screens. That is when we scroll all day. That is when we use all our night for instant gratification, for watching movies, for scrolling, for playing video games, when we are supposed to be resting. And this has messed up with our circadian rhythm, and then our body clock is now confused. It doesn't know when to stand up and go out for work. It doesn't know when to rest and sleep for the day. And this is as a result of us using too much of screens later in the day and not getting enough sunlight in the early hours of the day. There's something we call melatonin, which is actually regulating when we sleep and when we wake. Early in the morning, we have very little amount of melatonin. So this tells us that we need to get up and be active. Go out there and hunt, go and do some work, get busy. Then later in the day, we have more melatonin telling us that, okay, there is no sunlight anymore. More melatonin is produced, which tells us that now we need to relax. Now we need to sleep and rest for the day. But when you keep scrolling later in the day, when you're on your phone in bed, when you're playing video games at night, when you watch too much movies in the evening time, when you play too much of video games later in the day, then it tells your brain that it's still daytime because your body can't differentiate from sunlight and light from your phone. It tells you that it's still daytime. Then you don't produce melatonin. So you stay awake later and later. And this is why you wake up feeling foggy, feeling groggy, and feeling restless with lack of energy. And the night when you are sleep deprived, when you didn't sleep well, not about the hours of sleep, but when you didn't have a restful night, the next day your hormones will not be balanced. Your stress hormones will be higher. You won't have mental clarity. You won't be able to concentrate. You can even have more cravings and overeating disorder from you not regulating your body clock. Body clock is more important than you think it is. It regulates your blood pressure. It regulates your stress levels. It regulates your feeding habits. It regulates your brain capacity, your focus, your mental clarity, your mental focus. Your body clock regulates these things. And when your body clock is not regulated, then you have problems with mental health, anxiety, you lack good sleep, you have high blood pressure, you can't focus the next day, you have eating disorders, you crave for junk food, and so on. This is why you need to regulate your body clock. And how do you regulate your body clock? There are two major ways to regulate it that I know of. The first one is get in bed at the same time every night. This will help you regulate your body clock so that your body now rests at the same time and then you can have a good sleep. It's not about the hours of sleep, but about the quality of your sleep. The second thing you can do to regulate your body clock is to stay away from screens in the later hours of the day. anything from 7, 8, stay away from screens so that your brain will not be tricked that it's still daytime. Your brain can now regulate itself with the environment. Stay away from screens, stay away from bright light in the evening time so that your body knows that it's late time, it's dark, and then your body can now begin to wind down, and then you can have a good and restful night. Get in bed at the same time every night and stay away from screens and bright lights at the evening time of the day so that your body clock can be well regulated, and then you can be back into how you are designed to be. Of course, you regulating your body clock is not an instant thing. It's not something that can be regulated immediately. But with time, staying away from screens and bright lights at the evening time of the day and getting in bed at the same time every evening will regulate your body clock. And then you see how better you focus and concentrate on your work the next day. You see how restful your sleep will be. You see how better your energy levels will be. You see how you can regulate your eating habits and see how focused and aligned you are with your primal self. If you watch the message this far, then you are meant to be here. Welcome to the tribe.